Recording in progress.
I like
okay, so you just asked me how I was, and that's a loaded question. We're going to find that out soon. But I want to start talking about you for a sec. I'm not even sure how we found each other. I'm pretty sure I found you in a feed a long, long time ago, and I just gravitated towards you and your shine and your sparkle. And I feel like you and I probably have very similar energy because we're both adorable.
Oh, I'm glad we can say that out loud.
Yes.
Isn't that part of the wonderful part of this journey, though, is when we can go, oh, I'm awesome, and be okay with it.
So true.
Because we're raised to believe you don't say stuff like that. You don't go, okay, I can be great. I can be fun. I can be all of these things. Because when we're raised, we're taught, no, that's too ego. That's too
right. You must be humble. Hell no, we're going to own that shit.
We do the hard work, man. We do hard stuff. So
I know. Okay, so tell me a little bit about you. Okay, this is my friend Lisa, and I've caught her in some live feeds. I always get awesome like little snippets. I love those. I've also had a reading from you, and one time you used me as a guinea pig for like a journey, a healing journeying thing. Remember that? Yeah, and I think that like our circles, our souls, family circles.
I know why too, but we won't go into it right now, but I do.
Okay.
First, I have something so important I want to say. I love your fingernails.
You know what? Thank you. They're stickers because I have bad hands.
You just discovered those and I love them.
I know.
Look at, so this for anybody watching, I did nails for 20 years and I stayed away from these sticker things because I was like, that's cheating. And then I put them on my fingers because I was like, oh my God, I can print those with my Cricut.
No way. There you go.
I bet you can. You
can make that, because they're so inexpensive. You could make them, custom match each outfit. This doesn't match, but it's the only one I have.
Pull off, and my nails look great afterwards. Anyways,
I know I have a whole new appreciation for the fake nails. I've even started to do
a squirrel moment.
We're never gonna get through this.
We're gonna have so much damn fun though. It's gonna be crazy. Anyways, go ahead.
I know. Okay, so I want to also, I see you all the time. You are a busy girl. You're always doing live stuff. You sew crystals, and you have events. You went to Savannah not too long ago.
Yep.
Tell me a little. What? Okay, those are old things. What's coming up? Promote.
What's coming up?
Lay it on us.
I'm in a year-long apprenticeship with Tony Stockwell, and I just love the way this gentleman teaches. Huge proponent of. We never know enough, right? We never know enough. We're always learning. We're always growing. We're always bringing in new stuff. I have fallen into this trance mediumship and I'm loving it. I love the connection. And then he come on and he's like, in his cute little British accent, he's like, I'll be meeting with James Van Praagh in Santa Fe in September. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. So I've always been a huge James Van Praagh fangirl, just because he was the first person I saw that had fun doing readings, and he was like, and he was smiling, and he was having a great time. And I transitioned from that, okay, we have to be super serious, to fun.
You can't fit in super serious. You don't belong.
I tried. It was hard, and I actually backed out of doing any intuitive work for many years because I was trying to fit in somebody else's mold. And it just doesn't work that way. So I signed up for the James Van Praagh and Tony Stockwell week that they're having in Santa Fe. And I'm so excited about that. But really, we have the subscription box that starts in 2 days. So we have that coming up, which it's called the Bippity Boppity Boop.
Oh, wait, you mean like you're like send out stuff to people? Oh, how fun.
Yeah, on a monthly basis. So it's fun to curate these things. I didn't know what I was doing a month ago, and I really believe in stepping in both feet and just burying myself. My husband thinks I'm Superwoman, so I keep that up. And but it's been a lot of fun putting together. So we have that coming up. We don't have any gatherings coming up right now, like the My Mystical Life people. We have a group of a membership of people that we've made it a yearly thing now. That was our second annual Savannah trip in whatever month it was. I don't know. It was a while ago. It was
I
like,
know.
what is this month? I don't know. Anyhow, so we had a blast. We usually have 20 to 30 people show up, and they're just members, creating that connection. So we will be scheduling more of those. We just don't know when.
I'm going to be sure to include links, but just think My Mystical Life. If you Google that, then you'll pop up in different ways. But again, I'll include links so that you don't have to think and remember.
I put so much out there. I hope we pop up.
I know you really are all over the place. You're like so go-getter, and I I'm inspired by that. I've been doing family stuff for a while, but I got to get back into my spiritual work. It's time because my kids are growing up and getting done with their bullshit, so I can focus on me a little bit more.
Though mine are
I
in their
know.
30s, and do they ever really stop?
Thanks a lot. Thanks.
I wish I could tell you it's better, but
oh
no, you get things later on in life though where they go, you know what, my heart kind of felt weird. Yeah, I'm like, oh my God, would you just go to the doctor?
Yeah, I know the doctor.
So it's different drama.
Yeah, you really do trade it in for another, because remember how demanding they were as babies, and then they turn into teenagers and they're just as demanding, but it's a completely different ballpark.
Oh yeah, because they're angry at you. You give them what they want, and they're still angry at you. Like, I don't understand. It's the joy. It is a joy though. It is.
Yes. I love my babies. Yeah. All right. So we're doing something that you're learning from that guy? I didn't catch his name. What are we doing today exactly? I purposely didn't really want to think about it because I wanted to be a little bit surprised.
Okay. So and you and I really need to get like in the same room together.
I know.
Actually, I thought we were going to meet up today, and I was like, I was super nervous. And then I was like, oh, this is okay.
It's a video. I'm the same way, and I was telling you, I'm like, I bet people have no idea how shy you and I are, because we're so outgoing in our videos. Yeah. But we had a tentative date scheduled and it fell through. Yeah. And even though I was looking forward to it, I know you were just like, no. I get to stay an introvert.
It's weird, and it's people have a hard time understanding that intuitives can be very gregarious and going out and having this kind of conversation. But then on the other hand, we're like, oh, please don't. Oh God.
I know, we're just big. Okay, but we're just gonna suck it up and we're gonna do it.
Yes. So what we're doing today, Tony Stockwell is he teaches over at the Arthur Findlay College over in England, which is
Hogwarts.
A bucket list thing. It's a bucket list thing. But what we're going to talk about today is trance mediumship. Now, trance mediumship, people have a hard time understanding the differences between psychic work, mediumship, channeling, trance mediumship, and there's so many different ways to communicate. And this one, I don't even know how I fell into this, but I found that I love the connection. So what's trance mediumship is where I am protected and guided in so many incredible ways. I sit here and I allow an energy to come through and speak, and I step back to the back. Now, it really is a unique thing. Every time I do it is different. I never know who's going to come through, and I don't worry about that because, like I said, I'm guided and protected in every way. But today, I think what we're doing is we're going to have a conversation with either an intermediary that comes through to have a discussion and relay information from your soul to you or directly to your soul. Okay. So it's going to be one or the other. And I will tell you that generally when I have a couple different guides that I work with, I have one, he's kind of snarky. He usually answers big universal questions. And it's so funny because his name is Oz. And if you have to go back and go, I'm sorry, what was your name? He goes, Oz, O-Z. And he's so snarky. And it's hysterical. Now, here's the thing. I sit in the background of this, right? And I can kind of hear what's going on, and I try to keep my human back here so that all the messages come across easily. But there's times like when he's super snarky with my husband, because my husband will come on and be an intermediary, and he'll be like, I can almost feel him go, Sam.
He gets exasperated with the humans.
He does. So he does, he usually comes across for bigger, more expansive questions. But when we work on a soul level, sometimes my intermediary, matter of fact, all the time, unless I'm talking directly to the soul, is the Pythia. And the Pythia is the collective, it's working with the collective energy of the women that were the Oracle of Delphi. So they run as an intermediary sometimes between your soul and giving me information.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that is very humbling. That energy is huge and so knowledgeable. And you know, I could go on and on and on about the oracles of Delphi and the way they were treated, but it is very humbling to have the women that went through the sacrifice that they did for humanity, you know, to be able to channel them in through. It's really neat.
Wow. I mean, I've heard of them, but I don't know anything about it. I'm excited to go Google about it. I'm going to.
Do you want a little history? Tiny history?
I do.
Okay. So the oracles of Delphi came from mostly the Grecian pantheons. You know, you're talking Artemis, Hera, Athena, all of these gods and goddesses, Zeus, all that. And they were priestesses within the pantheons. And the pantheons being their chapels, or their, I'll call them their monuments. And they would wait until these women, these priestesses were, you know, between 30 and 40 years old, and then they would pull them out and give them the rare and very honorable duty of being an oracle of Delphi. And they were taken to the city of Delphi and were put on the the 3-legged chair over top of a cavernous opening in the ground. And there's so much debate about this right now, but and they were exposed to gases. Well, yeah, it was a great honor to do so, and women were very humbled to do this, but they didn't last very long because they were exposed to radiation, and they were exposed to something that was very toxic. I don't know exactly what it was. So they didn't live a very long life once they got over there, but they were very honored to do what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And what they were doing was they were chosen for their connection to spirit, which was you know, their gods and goddesses at the time. And we're not even going to go into that because I think they're extraterrestrial, but whatever. And they were connecting to the gods. Apollo is who they were connecting with, and Apollo would help with war. So that's what they were doing, was connecting. And it's just really amazing because I knew nothing about them either. Like, I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day I was working and I got the name just through psychic work, Pythia. And they're like, you're going to work with the Pythia. And I'm like, oh. So, you know, Google.
Right.
Yeah. So Google is our friend. So it's just really interesting. This is not anything I ever planned on doing with my life.
Right.
I didn't start this till I was 38. And all of a sudden it was, you're up all night talking to dead people. I mean, it's very.
I know. I was just a regular old stay-at-home mom, and then I was slapped with a radical experience that set me on this path. But you just, you know, you don't expect it.
No. And, you know, I think, you know, there's people that, of course, that do grow up being nurtured with this, and they're like, okay, this is their normal. It was not normal for my family.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. No, I think, you know, but we're blessed to be able to have our eyes open and see.
I agree. You know, the journey's tough, but the results are worth it.
Mm-hmm. Right. So I'm very humbled. And matter of fact, I just can't believe where I am in life. I still sit back and go, what the heck? You know, so
yeah.
You know, so much amazing growth and so many amazing people around us that, you know, you just go with it. You roll with the flow, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm gonna throw one more thing out here, just because on the 23rd we're doing something fun here at the house. If you want to make the trip over,
I'll totally come. July 23rd.
Yeah, we're doing a spirit circle evening. We're gonna do a spirit circle evening, and I'll have one of my boards out.
Okay. Okay.
So
I've seen that board. It's like the circle board.
yeah, it's a table tipping.
Okay. I haven't played with a spear board in a long time.
Well, this one, I actually have a patent on it because I can't find anything like it. Like I went and got a patent. Not my wheelhouse, but I did it. And so we're gonna have that working that evening. And we've already had it here at the house working one time, but we took it, the videos that you've seen about it.
I did see it, yeah.
Done in Savannah when the group was all together, and
okay.
They're just it's truly amazing. It really is cool. It is cool. So the 23rd.
Okay, I'll be there.
And I could talk all day, so you have to stop me.
Okay, stop.
Okay.
And allow Epithia to come, or whoever's coming on in.
Okay.
Let's see who's got a message for me.
So what I'm going to tell you is what I would tell every moderator that I work with. You are allowed to talk. You're allowed to ask questions. You may, you may feel a difference in the atmosphere in your room.
Okay.
You may feel touch. You may feel, as trance mediumship happens and starts to occur, you may feel a change within yourself as well, like a settling and a calming, which I feel like is a thing. And when you ask questions, don't go, hey, hi, how you doing? Kind of keep it quiet and you know, kind of ease into questions. Because it still can be startling. It's funny, I see auras everywhere. Let's knock it off.
Okay.
So let's see what else is there. You may also see a transfiguration on the face where another face comes over top of mine, or you see a shift in my face. You're totally able to talk about that. You can talk about it. It's okay that I can hear you talking. It's no problem.
Okay.
And when you feel the need to ask me if someone's around, you know, is my may I speak to somebody or something along those lines. If you feel that need, do that, because that's very intuitive guided. And if you don't do that, I'll just wait, and I'll wait till I feel really fully into trance, and then I'll start talking. So, but you can ask me questions and whatever, no problem.
Okay.
But just give me a couple minutes to settle down in and relax.
Okay.
By the way, for whatever reason, they think I'm Gumby and try to twist my head up off of my neck. I actually put on BioFreeze before I do this so that I can still function afterwards. I know we're working on that collaboration of not trying to do that. But I get comfortable. And so after about 15 minutes, we'll call it after about 15 minutes. So after you start talking, after I start talking, give me about 15 minutes of talking, and then be like, okay, let's go ahead and close this out. And hopefully you have, as long as you have the answers you're looking for. Okay.
Okay.
Because this can last forever. Okay. Let me try. Get all my things off that might disturb me. Turn my phone off. There we go. Okay. And it may take a couple minutes.
Okay.
And it may not. I tend to mumble. I'm doing this. We're going to start out talking with Oz.
Hello, Oz.
You have a very interesting energy. You can reach to the stars. And so much further than you think. Your right hand holds so much knowledge. Flashes of intuition and healing. Your energy is old. And you have chosen a particularly difficult task at this time. First, seeing through some of the issues that being a human entails, the emotions, the frustrations, the demands that you put on yourself. Seems to create a blockage and barrier for you.
How do I get around that?
You have such an incredible light within yourself, in your center. Search that out. Become familiar with that energy. Remember your resilience, your strengths, and your weaknesses. By knowing your weaknesses, you know what you need to work on.
Mhm.
You are aware that this could be your last lifetime. You have a tremendous amount of things to open up and work on in the very near future.
Oh boy.
Massive amounts of light emanate from your center for your future. and varying colors. And each color represents a different type of lesson. Some with the heart, some with intuition, and some with root and fear, anxiety, and remembering how to find peace within. You are relearning these things, so it will not be as difficult as you think.
Okay.
What questions?
Um, is it true that I'm currently healing for a past life in which I was a witch burned at the stake?
You have several lives that you are healing
Oof.
for persecution.
Is that the reason I have such a trauma of being accused of things I haven't done?
That is not your only trauma.
No, it's not.
It is the one you focus on, which makes it stronger.
I would like to be free of that. Do you have input on how I might go about freeing myself of that?
Stepping into your halls, your Akashic records, and coming face to face with that trauma will help you embrace and release fear. Setting aside trauma, no matter what lifetime you're in, releases that portion of your completeness and sets it to the side, allowing your soul to heal on a level and welcome that fragment back in
Mm.
and reintegrating is key.
How many more lives am I, or a ballpark of how many lives I am still to heal for in this lifetime? Is there a ballpark or is it infinite?
The amount of moments that a soul can lose through lifetimes. For a better word, can be infinite. The
Okay.
soul is always healing from trauma.
Was that tumor or collection of cysts, was that like a physical manifestation of the healing I did for the Mariana life?
Consider it a growth on a timeline, a collection of several lifetimes of trauma, not just one.
Huh.
You are dealing with many similar traumas from multiple lifetimes, all happening at the same time. This lifetime, this awareness.
Okay. Um, okay, well, I'm always reluctant to ask this question, but it's my favorite question. What is my prospects for romantic love?
You have an awareness of the right moment is programmed, the right feeling, the right gesture. Watch for the red flower.
Thank you. That will be a fun clue to look for. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
How about my connecting with my ET? What will that be like? How tangible will he be for me?
Are you asking about a singular energy or a collective?
A singular, Avery, my spaceman.
This is already occurring in the dream state.
I'd
As
like
well as connection to a collection of planetary beings, blue avian societies have been at the forefront of communication with you.
I feel like just such a regular, just mom, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I crave extraordinary experiences like I once had. Will I get back to that kind of atmosphere or, I don't know, life path, whatever?
You judge yourself harshly. Just your existence is spectacular. Your
True.
commitment on a soul level to be of help and guidance to others is enlightening. You discount your achievements and the light that you shine dims when you do that.
I don't want to do that. I know I'm awesome, so I don't know why I would sabotage myself like that.
The human brain that you have chosen for this lifetime was specifically chosen for this lesson to work against your normal pattern of naturally shining and sharing constantly.
Huh. So I will grow to find myself even more amazing than I already am. So,
Absolutely, Star Child.
aw. So Oz, you seem very sweet. Can you tell me one thing about you?
There is no you. It is a collection
Ah,
of energies and thought and guidance represented by a name, because names make humans comfortable.
we do like labels, don't we? We've gone for about 15 minutes. I don't want Lisa to get too tired.
We can continue.
Okay. Well, I didn't have questions planned, but do you have access to my brother and a message from him possibly?
So much sharp thought, quick thinker, highly intelligent. He is coming across as math.
Math. Wow, no wonder we didn't spend much time together. Just kidding. That's interesting. He's coming across as math. Elaborate, please.
It looks like computer code.
That's interesting. Huh. Um, so I had in my mind that I'm just about done healing traumas, but that doesn't seem to be the case. I'm getting an impression that I got more traumas to deal with from other lives. Am I understanding that right?
Humans tend to be short-sighted to this lifetime. And when you look broader towards the thousands of lifetimes a person has in their background of the soul, there will always be something to work on.
Okay, that does make sense.
Some more important than others at the moment, keeping the thought process that what may seem important today may not be important tomorrow,
Hmm.
which changes the healing that is necessary to move forward.
Okay. I heard a rumor from a couple mediums that I was going to Hawaii. Do you have any information on that?
Hawaii, Lemuria. There is little difference. You shall feel at home. It
Really?
calls to your energy as
Huh.
a previous existence. It will ignite your intuition and connect you to extraterrestrial energy and divine light.
Is it true that I experienced a walk-in and soul braid with that life of Mariana?
There has been a brushing of energy and dimensions and emotion between lifetimes. When you step further into your knowledge and remember, you will find it easy to step between lifetimes to create a stronger link. Become familiar with stepping through your Akashic door.
I don't know how to do that. I know what the Akashic Library is, but how do I step through my door?
It is the door to your library.
Well, how do I get in?
You ask.
Okay. Huh. I know that a big part of being spiritual is just being human. In fact, that's the biggest part, most likely. But I would like to grow my spiritual skills. Am I on a trajectory of that? Is there something I can do to help facilitate my growth? Or am I doing just fine?
You are on a growth path, finding your center, your stability, and finding the peace and calm of the soul that resides within you will take you forward faster. It is a remembered energy.
Remembered from what? What is it from? Just many lives?
The peace that is felt from the soul
Ah, I sure do crave peace. I really do.
is the soul. And
How do
every
I? Oh, sorry.
being has access, although very brief.
Do you have advice for me in particular on how to calm down in my little tantrums I have of when I get blamed for stuff? That is my current work that I am focusing on, but I feel a little stagnant, like I don't know how to move on from that.
You are judging yourself on someone else's opinion.
True.
You must get past that to
Okay.
move forward.
Okay. All right. That's a challenging one because on the one hand, I want to not care, but on the other hand, I don't want to be treated poorly. So I'm not sure how to do both.
You treat yourself poorly when you listen and take in the energy of somebody else's opinion.
Oh, that was good advice. That got my heart. Thank you. I haven't cried in a long time. How come I don't cry like I once did?
Weakness. You are a strong energy, but fear being weak. You've been told that crying is weakness. Crying is release and allowing new to come in. Emotion should not be feared. It is what you're here for.
Yeah, that's interesting too. But I went from crying all the time to just kind of drying up. Back to the tears then. Well, Oz, I don't think I have any more questions, but I absolutely would love any kind of just something that you feel like I ought to know that would help me evolve.
Your goal in this life is to step past fear of persecution, and that is within you, for it is your goal. It is your aim at this moment.
Mhm.
And when you achieve that, and you will, your change and shift will happen quickly. You will find a new thing to work on. But don't try to spread yourself so thinly and be so emotionally attached to other people's opinions. It is important that, as in your past lives, express yourself to be heard, and most importantly, to feel your own energy.
So is it for me right now, is it less about persecution and more like I'm using persecution to learn how to not care about the persecution and not necessarily what the persecution is about? I'm sorry, that was so
Exactly.
confusing.
You are learning to shine again. That is your goal. The persecution is the teacher.
Okay.
We have
Yeah.
to have things to overcome
Uh-huh.
to learn.
Okay. Well, Oz, I think I'm gonna set you free so I can have Lisa again, but I'm so very grateful for the time that you spent with me and the messages you gave me and the inspiration that came my way from your words. So thank you very much.
You are very welcome.
Bring my girl back. How do you feel?
Good. Good.
I have a question. Do
Okay.
you have behind you a color changing nightlight?
It doesn't change color, but it does do this.
Okay, I'm like, there are
Okay.
clouds flying constantly outside her window because you just keep or spirits everywhere because you are a rainbow.
It does. I don't think it changes colors. I don't think so. No, it doesn't change colors.
It does just because the light exposure makes the colors brighter or dimmer.
Yeah. Wait, I'm looking at the remote now. I'm like, does it do anything? I don't know. I don't know what it does.
Thank you for that. Oh, you need a little nap. Okay.
It's okay. I always do that afterwards. It's okay. Mm.
Thank you, Lisa. I got to meet Oz. He was very nice. He did not become exasperated with me unless he hit it well. Maybe it's just
So
Sammy picks on.
he does pick on Sam. He does pick on Sam. So when doing this, you're kind of there's everybody's different, just like your intuition, everybody's different. And I'm kind of sitting in the back and I'm kind of listening in. And I'm listening in and I'm like, oh wow. And now I totally forget what we talked about. Shit, hold on one sec. Sorry. One second.
No, you could drop fuck bombs on this place.
Okay. There was something I wanted to say and I can't remember what it was. Damn.
It will come.
Oh, I can't remember what it is now. I am surprised that he came across instead of the Pythia. And I have to say that I think it's because of your extreme star connection.
God, that's so cool. Do you not feel like just like a regular human? But then you hear all this shit about your superstar connection and how powerful you are. And I'm like, no, dude, I got to go to Kroger and get dinner.
Yeah, right. I'm not cooking tonight. I'm going to buy pizza. I'm not that powerful. Okay.
Right? If I were that powerful, then why am I still cooking dinner?
And I don't know about you. How old were you when you started doing this?
43.
Oh, okay. So, okay. You're
like
right there.
7 years ago.
I want a freaking cape. This is not like Hollywood, right? This is not like Hollywood. You see all this Hollywood stuff and you're like, oh man, I get to just like that Jennifer chick up in Ghost Whispers. I want those clothes. I want that body, right? I want to be able to rock that. And then all of a sudden it becomes like somebody threw spaghetti against the wall and you get to figure out what part of it gets to stick. It's not Hollywood.
Right. It's not a clean little package.
It's messy, but I wouldn't trade it.
I know. I even in the toughest places, I still feel like I'm glad I am not asleep.
Right.
I don't want to be there.
I don't want to be there anymore. So I do want to say, so we'll do this real quickly. Did I turn it on? Oh, there we go. Okay. Did I turn it off? What did I do? Oh no, that's wrong.
Okay, you're supposed to tell us too how we are connected. Remember, you said you're going to say that soon.
But I think I'll do that offline.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'll do that offline. So yep. Squirrel. Where'd it go? Hold on.
Did you lose it again?
I did. This happens after I do this because I'm trying to remember what was said.
I know.
And spiritual work, it's not information, so it goes really quickly. But it's just really interesting that you have such a stellar connection. I do want to talk about so we're going to go right off into, if you don't mind, like kind of a reading. Is that okay? Okay. So I want to talk about Hawaii. I do want to talk about it because I remember Hawaii. And what's really interesting is I don't know what you did, but it involved writing. There was a writing aspect to whatever you did, and I think you maybe were a record keeper on Lemuria. If you go to Hawaii, you're going to feel that you'll feel it. Hawaii is totally amazing. It settles into your heart and you want to move there.
Yeah, I know. We almost didn't get you back to the mainland, I hear.
And maybe you'll go to Hawaii in 24 when we go do a gathering there, because
maybe that's why I'm going.
We're gonna do a retreat there. I have people there, so we're gonna do a retreat there. But it settles into the soul, especially for the extraterrestrial aspect of it with the Pleiadians and the Andromedans. And I am stumped because now I'm remembering the mathematical code I am stumped
What the
about.
fuck was that? My brother in math? Holy cow.
Yeah, I don't understand, but it looks like mathematical code. It's like it's really what it looks like. It looks the fall of the matrix kind of thing, like living in a dream kind of thing. I have no idea. But it was like a reach out, and that's all he was giving back. So that was unusual. I've never seen that before. I'm wondering if it's, anyways, we'll go into that later. But I wonder how much you're flexing your spectacularness. I don't know if that's a word or not. Because
I don't think I'm flexing much right now. I think I'm
well,
just.
the thing that I get is the actual image that I have is, and I do this in meditations too, and this is why they're coming across with this, because they know this is when I work with Metatron and I'm doing guided meditations, and he likes to work with center, so maybe work with Archangel Metatron. Oh, that's the other thing. Okay, thank you. Let me write it down. Okay. Woo! But it's almost like a flower opening, and that beautiful, like if it was a daisy, the center of that daisy, just light, beautiful light. And they're like, you are like doing this. You're like, eh, eh. So they're just waiting for you to go, oh, screw it. Let's do it. And you're holding back. And it's a subconscious thing. It's a subconscious thing. In our subconscious likes to stay right between the lines, right? It likes to stay right here. Don't jostle me too much. So you need to stop worrying so much about what other people think, and that persecution and getting, that kind of thing going on, because everything that's in here outshines everything else.
Well, I really thought that I quit giving a fuck, but apparently I have some more fucks to give. I better get over that shit and open my damn flower.
So I understand. I understand. I do. I understand the door. I understood the door. When you were like, what's the door? I'm in the background going, I know the door is. And the door to the Akashic Halls, for whatever reason, Saint Germain works with the door.
Okay.
And he always hands, because I do this thing called Akashic Soul Awakening, where I work within shamanism, because I'm a shaman. I work with shamanism, soul retrieval, picking up past life pieces. And then I do this in a trance session where, and maybe if you have time one day, we'll do this trance session, and then you can cut up the little pieces of it and put it and show it, because it's truly amazing. But I bring back seven fragments that somebody gets to greet and talk to and hug and give love to and reintegrate. It's really the coolest thing, and I'm honored and blessed to have had it handed to me. But I understood the door. So to me, the door means work with Saint Germain.
Okay.
Saint Germain and the Violet Flame, because you'll have an instant skill for transmutation.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Well,
like
really
problem gone, right? So yeah, Saint Germain and the Violet Flame is a big deal, which also has connections to Hawaii, as well as Metatron. I find a lot of people that have Lemurian past lives work with Metatron and Saint Germain. Interesting.
Okay.
I also want to talk about Archangel Michael, because as I was talking to you, I like my lip just lit up for Archangel Michael, and he's like, I got her. So I don't know if you're aware of working with him or not, but
Oh yes, I call him Lord Sexy Bitch.
okay, so that's the familiarity with I got her.
Yes.
And Raphael,
I love him too. Yes, he's my friend.
For whatever reason, he's showing himself like he's like 12 foot tall, taking his fingers and just kind of filtering your cells. So he talks about that a lot.
Okay.
He needs you to visualize that, like he's just filtering green right down through your body, just like a screen.
Okay.
So
thanks, Rafi.
All right. What else was there? Anything else?
No, what does Michael want me to do? Just
He
hang
just
out
wants
with
you to
him?
know that you're taken care of.
Okay.
That's just like a shout out, like a hey, how you doing?
Okay.
Validation.
He misses me.
Yeah, validation. And what kind of questions do you have? Because I might still be able to answer some questions.
Um, I did have one. Oh. I don't know. Because you know what? I just learned my lesson because I'm to learn how to trust my own gut. So it's mostly I ask validation questions and I got
Gotcha.
them okay. But
Gotcha.
okay, well I don't know. I
Do you
always
work with
want to know.
Metatron?
Huh?
Do you work with Metatron? Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yes.
Expect 2x4 therapy coming soon.
What is that?
Coming,
Is he gonna whack
coming
me
to
in
a
the
carry
head? Is that what
soon.
that means?
Huh?
Does that mean he's gonna whack me in the head with
Oh,
something?
you've not heard of our 2x4 therapy?
No.
Very energetic. It's lovely. It's when you don't listen a lot, and they drop validation in front of you like atomic bombs, and you're still not listening. And then all of a sudden you can't help but listen. Like
Uh-oh.
everything
That's how
shifts.
I feel my whole life is. It's like I gotta
Yeah.
hit the rock bottoms first.
Yeah. So, and we call it actually within the group, everybody laughs about it because we call it 2x4 therapy. Because when you don't listen and then they go, aha, and then all of a sudden you have to.
Oh.
And I've had 2 or 3 of those sessions where big mouth me, I'll get up in the morning and tell my husband all my dreams that I had, like that twilight right before you wake up. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then this happened. And then this happened. And then this happened. And then I sat down to watch TV, which I never do. And I sat down to watch television with him, and John Edwards was on. I hadn't seen John Edwards in years. And I was like, that's interesting. Click. And he verbatim went through everything that I just told my husband was in my dream.
Oh my God.
And Sam's looking at me like, I can't even sit next to you. What's wrong with you? Oh, no, he didn't. He's very, very gifted in his own right. But I've had it happen that way. And then I have a Bewitched cartoon that he used one time that was hysterical. And then that one was extraterrestrial in origin. And that I had another one that was just wild. But isn't it amazing? We get to do all these wild things. And then we normalize talking about it, and everybody around us just has to listen.
Right. Well, like I just said, though, that I've been so stagnant in my spiritual work. I'm looking forward to getting back into that. And I know I just had to deal with my family for a while. That's okay. But I love the magic. I love the crazy shit. I just love it. And you can brag about your stories to somebody else, but so many times it doesn't mean anything because it's such a personal experience.
And people, I always say rising tides raise all ships. And even if we're not sharing our stories and we're not going through and saying, oh, this is what happened, we feel great. When we start to feel great, we start to feel powerful, we start to feel energetic. Everything around us lifts. It's truly amazing.
It's so true.
And it's such a blessing. I still feel like I need a cape.
I know. I feel like a superhero already with all the stuff I've already gone through. And I'm thinking when Oz is talking, I'm like, you mean there's more?
In regards to that, okay, do you do mediumship? Do you do mediumship?
Oh no, that's one of the things
on your
that
horizon.
I was not gifted with. Huh?
Oh no.
Well, not yet.
Please don't say that, because I used to say that. I'd go, I took classes because I was like, I'm not a medium. I want to be. And I went in and she went, please don't come back. No, she didn't. But I mean, it was just funny. Anyways, it was funny. Because I had set limitations on myself and I said I wasn't, but you are a medium. As I'm sitting here, and even before we started, medium.
Okay, well, I got to crack that shit open then. I got to learn how.
Yeah, it's, do you compartment? This is like a weird question. Weird. Do you do you put your gifts in certain spots? The word.
Maybe.
Okay. Do you put, because it's important. We teach that in class. In one of the classes we talk about how to find and compartment.
Oh my God, compartmentalize.
There you go, you got it. Your gifts. So I know my mediumship comes here, my Oz comes from here, the Pythia comes from here, my psychic comes from over here. It's a feeling.
I don't have any of that yet.
Oh my gosh, when you figure that out, because you probably do, You just haven't figured
Don't
it out.
recognize it, right?
So when you're working intuitively, where do you look?
I don't know.
Right?
I
See,
don't.
too much pressure. But pay attention to it next time. Be like,
Okay.
some people will tilt their head because they're listening to something or they're feeling something.
Okay.
But
Okay.
start paying attention to it because your mediumship is giving you hints. You're just not catching them.
Okay.
It's exciting.
I will do
It's
that.
exciting.
Now, see, Lisa teaches classes too. You got so much going on. I know you do. So,
We have fun though.
well, yeah, all that stuff's always fun, huh? So
Yeah.
I know. I do events too sometimes, and they are really fun. They're life-changing experiences, and you meet your tribe, and I don't know. So I'm just telling all y'all out there, if you're ready for something, then go and sign up for Lisa's classes. Get a reading. In fact, I have a reading booked for my kid for next week. I was waiting till he turned 18.
I don't know who it is. So just
Oh, you don't know who it is?
no, I don't want to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, sorry, never mind. Anyway,
okay.
got a reading book.
Okay.
And again, I want to put all the links in, but I want to wrap up this video because I want to hear the secret information.
She's like, y'all gotta go now. We're gonna talk about something different.
All right, but before I wrap up, I wanted to thank you again. I've been both nervous and very much looking forward not only to the information from Spirit, but to hanging out with you because we do have fun.
Yes.
And we should do this more often just because it's fun.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
good giggles going on.
I have one more thing to say.
I want to hear it.
This is supposed to be fun. How many people get into this and are super serious? I hope everybody that watches realizes that this should bring a smile to your face and you should have a blast doing it because the connection is amazing. And
I agree. And a lot of times like the messages from various mediums that are channeling from Spirit, the messages can be very similar, but the delivery, you either resonate with it or you don't. And
absolutely.
I'm not saying those messages are bad. I'm not the thee and thou kind of girl. I'm the fuck
I'm
yeah
not an ohm kind of girl. I'm
right.
not.
So
Yeah.
So we really match each
find
other.
the joy.
Like that.
Find the joy.
So I'm gonna stop this video and I'm gonna find out why we match each other. Okay.
Okay.
Hang on. Where is the record button? All right. Thanks again,
Okay.
Lisa.
Oh no, this was a lot of fun. Do you read? Do you get online and just do lives often, or?
I'm too intimidated. I've never done one.
Girl, do you want to get on with me one time and read?
Yeah. Wait, me read?
Yes. Why not? Here's the thing. That's part of my 2x4 therapy with Metatron was do it the first time. Who are you not trusting?
Me.
Who gives the information?
Them.
All you are is a mouthpiece. You're just a mouthpiece. You know how to decipher it. That's the only thing. So that is an open invitation. Anytime you want to do that, we can set that up.
Thank you. We'll do it on here. We'll do it on here and people can see how the class is.
Absolutely. It's fun. It is a blast. Once you get used to doing lives, it's like I do it now because it's my decompress time. Like I get on if I'm having
you have a good time. You're there with your mug and saying hi to all your friends.
Every once in a while in the evening, I might have a drink. No.
Your water bottle filled with wine.
Yeah, sure.
No.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Oracle of Delphi.
Oh wait, I didn't stop yet. Are we still
now everybody knows. There's the secret, guys. Okay.
All right. Goodbye, you guys. I gotta go get the secret scoop now. All right, bye.